Hello everyone and welcome back to Donut Like, Donut Read. My name is Clemens, with me today is Joaquin,
What's up?
John,
Greetings, normies.
Luna,
Hello there.
and Panti.
Hello.
Yes, and we are back with Volleyball Spy. Last time Bean figured out that all the girls needed was some sugar to improve their performance, so now the Lady Toppers, great name still, have their first real game. Let's hope that Bean's idea about the lemonade brings them victory.
Oh God, does that mean that Bean is technically the Lady Topper's sugar daddy?
Stop. The
John.
name, the problem with that name, there are many problems with it, but the biggest one is like I hear that name and suddenly like a wellspring of jokes appear in my head, but they all feel like such low-hanging fruit. You know, like I look at that, I'm like, there's nothing here. It's like seeing like a splotch of a random like blood-like splotch of red on the floor. Like obviously I can make a joke about a children's hospital here, but like that's just too low-hanging fruit, so there's nothing for me to say.
Gotcha. Also, before we continue, I need to remind everyone, I actually literally ordered the fucking last copy of Volleyball Spy off Amazon, so I can spell check in real time, in case something seems too weird to be true.
Yeah,
So if John ever gets doxxed, you can break into his house and take it for yourself.
Yeah.
If Rouge doesn't take it first.
so chapter
I mean-
8, Jefferson and Madison. We had a good crowd out and they made lots of noise. Brian Sheets brought in a table and a long sheet of paper for a tablecloth. Yeah, you get the guy named Brian Sheets to pull out a sheet. Really clever there,
Oh.
Bean.
I mean, who else are you gonna get for it?
It's like how last names used to be like they're like a stand-in for their actual occupation, you know. Brian Sheets made the best sheets for the longest time. But then
Yeah.
the Industrial Revolution happened.
And then he still does, but now his boss gets the credit for it.
Gosh, it's capitalism.
I'd made arrangements with the ladies in the cafeteria, and Gwen's friends had picked up the coffee urn and a stack of paper cups. They had
A coffee urn isn't that big.
Really isn't. Like, normally at a sports game, you'd have one of those big, like, orange drink coolers.
Yeah.
They had made a big sign on butcher paper that ran the length of the table like a skirt. It said, Bean's Canteen.
In all caps.
God.
Just in case people were confused as to what the table is for.
Beans Canteen.
In little letters underneath they had written, for ladies volleyball team only. They didn't want all the students coming over for drinks.
And yet the Beans Canteen thing was bigger than the ladies only sign, clearly.
Yeah, you're right. Spooky Beans mean canteen machine. Our girls came out with a lot of this. Should this
Way to go, babe.
Way to go, babe.
stuff
Yeah, way to go,
babe.
babe.
stuff when
How many
the-
times has this line been repeated throughout the story so far? I feel like I've seen it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
a
think I've
billion
ever heard
times.
this actual phrase IRL. Like, I have never heard a female presenting person say, "Way to go, babe."
It's like whenever the girls are lifting each other up and they say this line, there's no like different iteration of it. It's just way to go, babe, every single time.
Like the worst dang NPC dialogue ever. They just recorded the one line. I was like, that's it. That's what everyone else is gonna say from now on.
Stuff when the teams were introduced. They flexed their muscles to show how powerful they were, just as Miss Stumpf told them to.
I mean, Dick Bohrer is a literal NPC.
Wait a minute, hang on a second. Let's see the line. Drinks. Because if I'm correct, in the book it says stump, not stumpf. Huh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the book,
Oh.
on page 52, the line ends just as Stump told them to. Were
Is
we
that the
saying
only time it says stump, or...
I have to look back though to double check, but it's possible that we've been reading it. What the? Oh no! The book is inaccurate. It spelled Stump on a different page. It was just misspelled Stump on this one
Oh, God.
particular page.
Oh.
Can't even trust a book now.
We need to burn
Damn
him.
it, Dick Bohrer.
While the referee and the captains were tossing the coin, the girls came over to my table and helped themselves. Look alive there, Harris, I said. Grind them into the floor, Jonesy.
Just the
my
quietest
God.
kid in the world, like, yeah, you go, let's murder those folks.
We won the toss and the girls took the court. Ruby Wooberg, the first girl up, held the ball in one hand and glowered across the net like an angry ape. The other girls slumped over, their hands up, their eyes glaring like angry balls.
Angry Balls. It was before Angry Birds time. We had big ball, small ball, medium-sized ball.
You know, I don't think
Oh.
Dick Bohrer has ever seen a volleyball game.
Oh, and medicine ball. I forgot that one.
No, because it's not a real sport. Of course, Luna.
Yeah, and before you thought that, hey, maybe Ruby is a normal girl. Ruby looked around at the crowd, paused, took a deep breath to inhale one's power.
Oh, take off my power.
Oh, you.
We considered that perhaps they're using Grunt as sort of a battery. Like he can't leave.
Inhale his power, like his ass musk or something?
No,
Like
no,
Drax?
like they're
No.
stealing his aura in like a very vampire like sort of way.
He's
Yeah.
a victim here.
Like the Energizer Bunny, he sort of like runs back and forth hitting a drum.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's back and forth hitting his camera, his giant ass camera.
Oh yeah, his camera.
And then pitched up the ball. It hung there, suspended. She gave it a swat. It went over the net like a bullet and fell into pay dirt on the other side.
Oh shit! Maybe there is some weird new age shit going on here. If she can just half the ball just like float up there and just shoom and just if that hit a girl, they would.
Oh,
be
gravity
dead
doesn't
right now.
apply to volleyball as the way that it should.
Yeah.
Point.
The guy on the mic announced, and our crowd cheered. Ruby turned and winked at Becky. The girls were calling out to each other.
Oh my God. Way to go, babe. Way to go. Let's go. Come on, babe.
Do the bit, babe.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Ruby got
I'm just, it's funny imagining Dick Bohrer just sitting down and unironically writing that sentence. It's like, yeah, this is how girls talk. As he sits there on this typewriter. Way to go, babe. Way to go.
He's
Dick
sublimating some
Bohrer
unholy
understands
feelings.
women.
Oh,
The women understand
yeah,
is
for
the
sure.
loved one.
Dick Bohrer understands women. He had a wife once, like 50 years ago, before writing this.
I had a wife once, and I didn't understand anything else after that.
Ruby got 4 more points. Then one of our backs missed the dig and sent the ball out of bounds. It went over to the other side. The Jefferson server went to the line. Her teammates had their hands up, but not one of them was glaring. There was a lot of chatter like they were having fun.
Oh,
You can't have fun doing sports. That's illegal.
I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
if you have enjoyment at any time, they break your kneecaps.
Yes, I told the guys before starting that tomorrow I have a team game for my chess club, and of course I will not enjoy it. It's poor sports, no joy anywhere.
Yeah,
Just-
everyone hates chess.
And to answer your question, it's just sports. That's
CKD.
Blake, right? Yeah, that's Blake, right?
No, CKD is not Blake.
Someone has who is the PF? No, there's someone who has there's got to be someone who used to be in the SDC who has like the PF that PFP. I'm not losing my mind.
No, you're losing it. You're losing it.
No,
I think CKD's user like little avatar is Kirby.
yeah, no, I know,
Superman.
but, no, but like there was a member. There was definitely a member. I could have sworn there was a member of the. Never mind. You know what? I'm
Superman.
there had
I
to
mean,
be-
maybe at some point.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
Blake's profile picture was just Fred from Scooby Doo.
maybe. I don't know. I think I'm losing it.
No,
Yeah.
Luna needs
I think
help.
Blake even watched
Yeah,
those
I think
videos
I'm-
anyway.
Yeah, I think I should be confined to an attic like they did with women who had lost it in Dick Bohrer's day.
You'll be confined to the DLDR attic. I'll just bring up soup for you on occasion.
There's a woman in my wallpaper.
Here came the toss and wham! The ball zinked over the net and stomped one of our girls into the floor. Point!
That's gotta be a foul.
Ooh, they changed it from the book to the D book. It said they had stomped one of our girls into the ground. Oh.
Yeah, to all you fan
Unless it's
fiction.
like a typo thing, you know, unless there's like a typo or something, you don't need to bring up every single difference. It's probably different editions.
Yeah,
Full changes happen.
yeah, just to all you FF.net authors out there, when Dick Bohrer can make revisions with his typewriter, you can make revisions with your keyboard.
It's not that hard, guys. I get it. You proofread it yourself. You go through it with Grammarly, and then somehow there's still typos. I understand. I've been there. I have updated my documents so many times. You can do it too. I believe in you.
Ask a human debater, Reed. It's okay.
After that, it was point. The Jeff server was really good. She had a jump serve that gave her power no other girl on either side had. She got the ball over the net every time.
She had the power of love.
Ooh.
She knew how to.
Love.
She knew how to place it too, and she'd put it in a corner or down in a spot where a girl had gotten out of position. Wham! Point. She won that game. It was 15-4.
Oh, damn.
And here's where I'm confused. I think Ruby made a point and then Ruby got 4 more points. Shouldn't it be 15-5?
Maybe.
Let me. How do volleyball points work? Google.
It's I thought for some reason I thought volleyball was like tennis, but surely not.
I don't
Well-
think it can be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Dick Bohrer is barely an English-speaking guy. He's not a math guy.
Both
Yeah.
have balls and both have nets in the middle.
Wait, what?
Very true.
Oh yeah, right.
Keep going.
The girls switched sides. Most of our girls stopped by my table.
Oh shit, who's the referee again?
Who's the referee? Did we
It
assign?
was me. Hang on. Where's the referee? I was googling how volleyball points work.
The line is literally play ball.
Play ball.
The referee called. Jefferson served, and I watched. Really watched. Ruby put her fists under the ball and got a tie. Jones, playing forward, misjudged the ball. It went off her fingers and out of bounds. Jefferson served again, and our girls returned the ball. The Jeff girls stayed in their positions and synchronized their returns. I'm a software developer by as it's my job, and next team meeting I will tell my boss that I was synchronizing my returns and see if he just thinks it's computer science stuff.
Synchronizing your returns when you and your buddies all get together to do tax fraud.
They seem to have strategies for offense and defense we never knew existed. Yeah, maybe because the coach is telling them to believe in their own goddess and not telling them how to play volleyball.
Like, come on, like the Greek gods, they had the Olympics. You can work it in, you know.
Ah, yeah, that's a fair point.
One of them, it wasn't a Greek god, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, I know. One of the Jupiter was Roman, and it made me upset because they were all Greek except for one.
That might be why. That might be why they're not doing so well. They got their pantheons all in a bunch.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They should sacrifice a goat.
I think they should
No, they
sacrifice a
sacrifice
bean.
Grunt.
I don't think it'd be a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah,
least
but
he'll
you
be
get him out of their
gone.
hair.
There would be just so much fluid everywhere if you sacrificed Grunt.
Yeah, and also if you sacrifice,
Wait, no, he'd be into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
now everyone's uncomfortable.
Everyone's gonna be uncomfortable.
Nobody liked that.
I did not like it.
Our girls all swarmed after the ball whenever it came over the net. None of them knew a thing about staying in position. I wonder why. Yeah,
It's always as if-
we just discussed this
Almost
being
like they
paid.
haven't been taught how to play volleyball, and you didn't
Why?
help them at all,
Why?
Beanpole.
Why is he talking like he didn't openly admit to not knowing how volleyball works earlier?
Dumb fuck. You stupid, stupid little man.
You stupid son of a bitch.
I think I legitimately think that if he was not the main character, if he was like the side kind of annoying character, annoying friend that nobody really likes, but like they tolerate him because he's something. I think Bean would be one of my favorite characters. He's very funny as long as you're not. The problem with Bean is that narrative-wise, you're supposed to agree with him, and that ruins his character. If Bean was just like a guy who thinks he knows what's going on, but is just a bit of an idiot, he'd be like the best character because he's very funny, just not on purpose.
Oh yeah.
A Crusader rammed it out of bounds, and I think this is the referee again.
Change serve.
Rotation put Wilson on the line. She had an underhand serve that soared up near the rafters. It dropped like a bomb. The Jefferson gal had her hands up and ready, but they were too far apart. The ball went between them and smacked her in the face. Did we ever cheer?
Yay! That's
cheer.
like plastic surgery.
First of all, I'm trying to think of the logistics of like how wide set would your arms have to be ready to do like a volleyball bump for that to happen? And also, I feel so sorry for Wilson because like if it were me and like I was like and that happened to me, like that's it. Like that's it for me.
Yeah, everybody.
Personally, I would not
I'd
let
lay
that
down in a
slide.
fetal position and cry on the court because I probably just busted that girl's nose.
Wilson, no, sorry, the Jefferson gal. If I had been the Jefferson gal, I would be in the fetal position. Like you, not only do you miss the ball, but the ball hits you in the face in the process. Like you can't recover from that emotionally.
Girl, you know how wide the ball is. Why did you have your arms so far apart?
This next line
Play
is
Chick
volleyball.
got chowdered.
this
Yeah.
next line is really great.
It never occurred to us that it might have hurt her. She was Jefferson. We hated Jefferson.
Whoa.
What the fuck, dude?
Everybody hates Jeff.
See what I mean? Like Bean's like a really funny character. He's just, you know.
Like, this would be great It'd be better if he weren't a misogynist and a Christian fanatic.
I mean, you could keep that. Just make him not the main character and make him someone that you're supposed to laugh at, not with.
Yeah. Would be the best side character. He'd just be so stupid.
And finally, we had a point. The Crusaders were ready for Wilson's next bomber, and they lobbed it back, and our girls started to volley. It went from Anderson to Harris to Smith and over. Next time back it was Ruberg to Jones, who was front court left. To Smith, who was front middle, and Ram. Smith had really inhaled grunt on that one.
God. He doesn't even know the names of the volleyball positions. Did you not even ask someone who had played volleyball once in middle school, Mr. Bohrer?
Does volleyball have, like, specific position names?
I mean, probably.
Yes.
It makes sense.
I
It
can
does.
tell you what research Dick Bohrer do. He prayed to God that God will reveal it to him in a dream, and God revealed it to him in a dream.
No, to be fair, he revealed to him a lot of information. It's just, he wasn't paying attention because, it wasn't men playing volleyball, so who cares?
He used the term server, that's supposed to be a setter. The front middle, that's the middle blocker. And
Wow,
of
that makes
course,
sense.
the left and right, they're left and right wing blockers.
John, do they also inhale grunt in the book?
Yes.
Please.
Yes, I do. They inhale his power.
Congratulations,
so
Dick
fun.
Bohrer. Both of your versions suck.
All the versions include weird predatory behavior.
She leapt high, and the ball almost went through the floor. Talk about surprises. Miss Stumpf hadn't taught them how to do that. At least I hadn't seen her. I guess they'd read my column, ask some questions, and practice this on their own. Wow! Our girls were hyper. They weren't
Super
scoring all that many points, in fact. They got creamed.
Oh!
John? Hey, John, I'm going to have to ask you to show some restraint, and if you can, I'm going to have to ask you to mute your microphone for a little bit so you can get all those little low-hanging fruit jokes, and just you can come back and join us whenever you're ready, okay, bud?
Never!
Dude, they're just smoking that grunt.
I'll lay off.
John,
Yes, I'll lay
John.
off.
John, you might actually kill me with laughter if you don't exercise some restraint.
John, you can't do this. You can't. It's low-hanging fruit. You're
not
better than this. I know you're better than this.
I am not responsible for this. Punty brought it into the world.
You're better than this. You're better than this. This is low-hanging fruit. John, look at me. This isn't you. This isn't you. You're better than this.
This implies that Grunt is my firstborn son or something.
Oh no!
I'm not proud of him.
The
He's a
implications.
tulpa. From Adam at your service, no restraint. Give us Grunt. Go raise your kid.
Oh,
Ooh, burn. Not sure
There's
he's gonna
not
actually
much
like that
raising
one
to
though.
be done of the kid at the moment. She's kind of just a little screaming lump. But...
oh wait, no, I don't think we officially said we were gonna announce it yet,
Oh.
did we?
I
Oh,
wasn't
shit.
nothing. I was saying that generically.
Well, fuck me.
We'll cut it out in editing, our typical phrase.
We can't.
Yeah, I know.
We don't edit these streams. I'm sorry, Adam. I've wronged you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
great job. You
tried
cause cause friction in the group now. You cause
Adam's
friction
gonna
with
come to
the
my house
daddy.
and kill me.
I'm sorry, Adam. I tried to help.
Yeah, and if you
Oh,
have
never mind.
if you have the stream on hand, here just Joaquin's joke in a meme.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Je-
you said about smoking that grunt, so
oh
yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's not completely your.
Da-da-da-da. Of
God,
course.
we're just
Clemens,
sitting
you're the
here-
King.
We're just sitting here smoking that Dick Bohrer.
Yeah.
She comes through in this book, literally.
What do you think?
It
What do you think
sucks.
I'm using the extra pages for? They're blunts.
Okay. But they were enjoying playing so much that some of them wanted to keep playing after the game was over.
Oh wow, I'm having fun. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Coach had to snatch the ball away, or they would have. The girls went screaming and chirping into their locker room, like they just won the battle of the planets.
Oh god.
I wondered if it was the thrill of learning a new technique, or was it something else?
It's a side effect of inhaling Grunt's power. You see.
Does anyone want to take any guess? Guess what it actually is?
Why they're bad?
Why they're in a weird state.
Yeah. Like
I'm
why they're so
trying-
hyper?
I think it's literally
The sugar.
Oh, good point.
Are you reading ahead because you got the answer?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I'm asking. Do you have an answer, or are
No,
we
I
are
don't.
we just playing in the space? I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say they're gonna say the sugar. I'm still trying to think of. I'm sort of trying to think. I'm trying to think about what in universe the reason why they're so bad at volleyball is. Like I'm trying to think that
I
out.
think it's literally the coach like invoking like weird god love magic into them that's making them act weird and junk.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the coach has not taught them how to play volleyball, which is literally her job. She's just
Yeah.
taught them some sort of new age mixed up religion shit, and
My
let her boy toy creep on them in the locker room with a camera.
my
oh
head
god, boy toy.
my head canon is that the reason why they're so bad is because what's her face? Stump? Is that her name? Miss Stump?
Yeah.
Yep.
Miss Stump. She was the new coach, right? Like she's the new coach, right? Before she was working here, you know where she was working?
Where?
She was working at Jefferson. And she's still in the payroll.
Oh.
She's hexing the lady toppers to be bad at volleyball.
Oh shoot.
It's all a
You know what?
conspiracy.
It's
thought-
it's a Dick Bohrer book, so it might actually happen if that
For a second, I thought you were going to say that she worked at Adults Pizzeria. I don't know why. That's where my mind went to.
That certainly wouldn't teach her how to play volleyball good. That would just teach her how to get her unborn child mutilated in utero.
For more, read what's it called? I Can't Fix You to understand what we're
Can't be
talking
fixed.
about.
Can't be fixed.
Can't be fixed. I Can't Fix You is the name of a fan song.
I'm not sure if Luna's theory makes Miss Stump a volleyball spy or a volleyball double agent, but she is a volleyball something.
Nice.
I
hope
stayed.
that
She's just volleyball.
He's everything. She's just volleyball.
I stayed around after the teams left the floor and everyone had gone home. I had to go over my notes and make sure I saw what I thought I saw. Isn't that why Mr. Scruggs had me over here? Some things I just didn't understand.
No shit.
I didn't understand it.
I had thought the girls just needed some energy, but the lemonade certainly hadn't helped us win. We'd been humiliated.
They did better than they've done other times. It did help. They just need direction.
Yeah.
So, why were our girls so bad? Why didn't they know what to do out there? Did they think they'd win because of that hocus pocus stuff about Venus and Minerva?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Would Minerva, Venus? It's iffy. Could Minerva help you in volleyball? It's possible. Now
Maybe.
Now with Venus, it's iffy. because Venus was because Aphrodite. There's some possibility there, but I don't know much about Venus because there is a distinct difference.
There is.
Either way,
I was always under the impression the Romans were more warlike than the Greeks, but
I mean, yes, but like the Venus version of Aphrodite was a lot more of a love goddess. Meanwhile, Aphrodite, obviously love goddess is a thing, but there's like reason to suggest that like her domain might have been like mixed in with like love and war, like the passion of it, because Aphrodite was like syncretized from Ishtar, and like there's this whole bit in like the Iliad where like Zeus takes the time to go, oh, it'd be silly of Aphrodite to be here at the war. It's clearly she doesn't belong here, but it's said in such a way that you can tell that at the time this was obviously like a topic of debate. None of this really matters because even I refuse to believe that with the amount of money they've been given, like a high school budget, they could manage to put together like the appropriate tributes to appease either Venus or Minerva to get a win. So either way, it doesn't really matter.
Was Gwen keeping these girls so off balance that they couldn't get the ball over the net? What was wrong? And what were they so happy about? I didn't know.
it's almost like they enjoy playing a sport they signed up to play because they wanted to play it, huh?
Impossible.
It's crazy.
No, the only
These
thing they
damn
enjoy
women
is
enjoying life.
what was it? The only thing they enjoy is fuck, what was it that Dick Bohr described? Kicking rocks on the sidewalk or whatever.
And playing golf.
Rolling rocks up and down the sidewalk and golf balls. Whatever that means.
I didn't know. The phone rang that night. It was Kim.
Come to think of it, Bean, now that you've got the volleyball team all fixed up, I've decided to move you to another sport.
But we
Why?
didn't win.
Well, the girls seem pretry happy at the end. Now let's see, what other sports need help? We haven't done too well in track, and our tennis team is bummers. Want to take one of them?
Don't try and like Avengers your like sequels, and don't try and sneak that in just yet.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why does their team sports suck at their school? Can't have at least one good team?
Because Scruggs can't hire coaches to save his life, perhaps, and has
Why-
to have
and then why do they
children
always-
fix it for
Yeah,
him.
why does he always send in Bean specifically?
Well, because a lot of, if you'll notice that, like, a lot of their sports teams, like, their coaches are, like, dangerous, violent, and vaguely homicidal, and, well, Bean's expendable.
What is up with this fucking town?
Well,
I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna-
aggressively Christian and conservative, so there's
We
that.
need a
they
water
live in
polo double
Kansas?
agent being.
Worse, you
Wait.
call.
Wait, is this in Kansas? You know, it does feel a lot like some of the stories I've heard about, like, other teams. Is it Ellenwood? They were our mortal enemies when I was in high school. Our high school's mortal enemies were this other town in all sports.
I think that's nice. I think children should have enemies. I think friendly rivalry and harmless tribalism is good for like the development. Nothing serious, but like a different sports team, something like that. It helps with critical thinking and, you know,
There were fist fights at games.
critical thinking.
Just make sure they're not sniffing grunt.
yeah.
I think one of our football players got one of their cheerleaders pregnant that one year.
Oh.
I mean,
It
that's just high
wasn't good.
school.
It's high school.
Okay, now my
What's
line
it-
has even more meaning. Well, I don't know about that.
Girls softball?
No,
Boys hardball? Now there's a sport that's all mixed up. How about soccer?
well,
Wasn't soccer the first
Hardball?
book?
I'll have to check it out with Mr. Scruggs first. He made me his personal representative to volleyball, you know.
But you've solved that. You saw how they played Jefferson.
I haven't solved anything. He'll have my hide.
But you did what he wanted. You gave it your best shot. Don't ride this thing into the ground. Take soccer.
No,
But I tell you, yes.
not until I check with.
Listen, I'm your editor, and I'm assigning you to soccer.
Sorry about that. I'm not moving till I clear with Mr. Scruggs.
Oh, you make me sick.
So what's the big deal?
Nothing you'll understand.
And she hung up.
Kim has some big feelings about volleyball, and I feel bad for her.
Well, what was that all about? I said to myself.
Oh,
And
God damn it.
When I smiled, I hadn't let her talk to me
God.
out of what I wanted to do. Maybe I wasn't so weak after all.
Bullshit.
Oh, honey.
Maybe it wasn't so weak
Honey.
after all.
Little I knew.
He's going to get.
Okay.
My new instead of a new chapter, here's just a break. I'm not sure of the English term right now.
Let's describe it. I'll see if we can help.
The 3 stars that separates the paragraphs.
The asterisks, yeah.
I think those are written. I think those are asterisks.
Ah, yeah. My new column came out on Thursday, but it didn't help any. Oh, it took grunt off my back, but it didn't inspire the girls to win any games.
I mean, I no longer have weird white stains in my clothing, so that's in progress.
John.
What? Moving on.
Dude, it's funny how, like, in the past videos, I've always had to tell John to keep it down, otherwise I'd have to kick him out of the video.
Shit. I feel bad now. I'm sorry.
No, it's all jokes, man.
The channel's decent, but John's gonna kill it soon.
In our game against Madison, the girls
We
were
value
dead.
you very much, John.
Thank
We
you.
love you, John.
The girls were deader than dead. They didn't start out that way in the
They
beginning.
started out alive.
It looked like this was going to be a sunny hills 1, 2, 3, you're out kind of game. The girls came onto the floor with the very same savvy they showed with Jeff. They looked good in warm-up, they made lots of noise and
Way to go, babe.
ruckus and stuff.
Way to go, babe. Ooh.
John, if the place you bought the book allows reviews, just say...
Oh my god. Dude, the next line is bad. It just sounds weird.
It's gonna be super bad.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I-
Hey, John.
Get to it.
Control your.
I was in a tizzy because the guys hadn't gotten there with the coffee and urn and cups. How were we going to keep our girls' throats lubricated if we didn't have any, didn't have our juice?
Oh god.
Hey, before you make your joke.
I already did. I already did. The joke was, I start the moan and then my mic gets muted.
Fucking dick Bohrer, man.
Bro.
God.
In
This
in
is
his
disgusting.
in his defense, I think that sentence was a little bit more normal. In like some words we don't use as much anymore.
Well,
you know.
hang on. Let's think about this for a second. He's ancient, so his lust must be off the charts, man. It's a miracle.
even that, not
It's not
even-
even it leaks out only in certain places.
Well, not only that, it's just that like certain words, it's like okay to or acceptable to use. I mean, this guy wouldn't know anyway. Like there used to be a time where it was like acceptable to name your child Dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh well, moving on.
I went to the door and looked up and down the hall, but there was no sign of anyone lugging a big We lost the toss, but we got the serve soon enough. Ruby put her toe on the serving line and looked around at her team. She paused and looked at the crowd. Miss Stumpf had told her to look for Grunt. She must have found him because she tossed the ball in the air and splat! It hit the net. Nothing made sense. Okay, now my line. Madison didn't have a good team. A lot of their serves went into the net too. But the Patriots... Wait, wasn't.
A team that'd be that. Wait, hold on. It maybe it's the Madison Patriots.
Yeah,
Like the
but
school's called.
Yeah.
didn't John say about the? Yeah, I'm not sure if this is.
Yeah. In the book, it was the Patriots the entire time.
So which school was the Patriots? Sunny Hill or Madison?
Well, I guess it's
Maybe Madison is one of the girls.
No, Madison is the school.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay.
Madison's the other team. I don't know.
Yeah, but the Patriots won the first game 15-2. What puzzled me was that their captain would hold up 3 fingers and signal something to her team. Ruby never did that. Are you figuring out that perhaps they didn't develop much planning and strategy during their training, Bean?
Is it possible that they weren't actually practicing? Possible this is all this weird Zeus talk is mucking up their minds?
Oh, that's normal.
The second
No,
game
they
was no better. We didn't score a point and the Patriots slowly built up a good lead. I knew it was because our girls needed some sugar. I went
right.
out in the hall to look for the guys that almost bumped into them.
Dick Bohrer, please, you gotta stop making it so easy for me. You gotta stop. I had
It's
some.
the
I had to
He's an
overtrain for that
old
one.
man, John, and you are not.
He's trying to teach you like self-control. It's a lesson for you. You gotta stop and think. Not
What,
gonna
by
do that.
blasting all over the page? Is that how he teaches people?
He is luring out bait. You don't need to jump for it. Again, you're better than that.
Okay, Eddie?
Alright. I can't remember what voice I did for Eddie, but I'm just gonna do a new voice. We had to take it back. They didn't have the right kind of juice.
Eddie said. Oh, it doesn't have to be any certain kind, I said. Just so long as it's wet. These girls are dying of thirst.
Dang, I had some like dry water. We're gonna have to bring that back. We're gonna take us a little bit. Sorry about that, guy.
Well, we finally
Coach
answered the
doesn't
question.
believe in them having water.
Well, we
It's
finally.
too mainstream for her.
Well, on the plus side, we finally answered the question. Water isn't wet.
Or yeah, I was
they
gonna
got
say
wet
the same
water.
thing.
It can be wet. They got wet water and dry water.
We got set up quick as we could. Coach called time out and the girls all crowded around the table. They were so dry they practically drained the tank then and there. In fact, they were so thirsty they got half of it down their shirt fronts. But not Ruby. She was the only one who had any manners. She didn't spill a drop. Seeing them drink made me thirsty. I took a paper cup full. It had a tangy taste, but it was good. I drank another cup.
Oh, it's poisoned.
Oh, I see. That might have something to do with if you maybe I don't know.
Oh, it's poisoned. Oh boy, is it? Oh, is it
I wonder
poisoned?
what it's poisoned with.
Judging from their little basketball little thing they did earlier, I assumed like eye of newt, tongue of dog.
Essence of grunt.
God. How do you think they get Grunt's juice in there? Oh wait, no. Forget I said.
Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to know.
No, that did. Oh,
It's just sort of like an ooze. He just kind of secretes in every area he's been in. There's just leaves sort of like a green kind
A
of
snail
film.
trail.
Yeah, like a green
just
sort of
some
film.
slime, and Grunt's friends scrape it up and put it in the girl's juice, I guess.
Yeah, you can
God.
dry it up and snort it if you want. You shouldn't, but you can.
You can, but it's sort of like smoking hazelnut. Not good.
But you can smoke hazelnuts?
You can smoke
Yeah,
most
it's
things.
a
You
really
should-
bad trip.
Okay,
I thought
good to
that was
know.
nutmeg. I thought that was nutmeg.
Maybe it's nutmeg, but I think it's nutmeg. Yeah, don't smoke nutmeg.
Yeah, don't.
A bad trip.
It activates you. It's similar to Benadryl in the fact it activates your amygdala. So the part of your brain that it's sort of like making fire off a bunch is the part of your brain that processes fear. So you're not gonna have a fun experience.
Yeah.
Huh. Good to know. All right then.
Hey, that's not for you. That's for the girls.
Eddie said. And these are just some windows.
Yeah, what do you think you're doing, Bean? That's not for you.
Put that down.
Get out of here.
There's some guy from Brooklyn here.
Hey, get out of here!
This gives me rage of a Brooklyn variety.
It's enough to get and make you rage. Rage that is specifically located in the Upper West Side of New York, also known as Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I worked for this, I said.
No, you didn't.
You didn't do anything.
You. he has to do the hardest work of all, thinking. Because no one else is doing it.
Boy, you would have thought the walls were going to come crashing down the way they were carrying on. Here I was doing all their work. And they wouldn't even let me have a drink.
You didn't set up. They did all the work. They even went back and got the correct juice because they thought it wasn't right. Like,
I mean, to be fair, like he did go to check. He did go to check on to where their juices are. You know, he's the one who was like, "Hey, here's how we should set this up. Like, we should get this done." He was the one who was like, after people had the initial idea, he did consider like the logistic of the process. I feel comfortable like sort of defending Bean here because I don't need to make up things to dunk on him for.
yeah,
No
still he's
sooner
whining about something stupid.
No sooner did our girls get back into position than Eddie and his pals poured what was left of the juice back into the urn, folded up the table, carried it off the floor, and left. And those guys weren't the only ones pushing their ways out the door. There's one thing our school doesn't like, and that's losers. Source, I am Bean, I am the biggest loser around here.
Imagine you were losing so bad at the game that some parent who brought the Gatorade, like they just like pick up the little Gatorades they brought from the group and then leave.
So what if
Like,
we
no
were behind...
hydration for losers.
So what if we were behind 10-0? If there's one thing that makes me mad, it's when the student body runs out on a team that's trying its hardest to win.
Speak for yourself, man. I hated sports in high school. I hated sitting in the gym with the loud noises, just so people like throw a ball around.
I ran down the bleachers and toward the door, yelling, "Hey, stop! Hey, stop! This is no time to leave. Give these girls a chance. Come on back, hey, give them a chance." I don't know what got into me. I'd never done a thing like that before, but someone had to speak up. Some of them came back, but a lot more didn't.
He's been around women for so long that he's starting to see them as people. This is a very unfamiliar sensation to him.
And it was just as good they didn't. They didn't miss anything. Here I thought the girls would be inspired because I believed in them and wanted everybody to stay to see them win, but it didn't work. We lost every game.
Oh wow, you're such a great ally, Bean. You're just there.
I mean, he's trying. He's giving it his all. He's doing his best. I respect it.
Madison went home laughing. That's what made me mad. I had to think this thing through. What were we doing wrong? Why were we so dumb? With all our practice, why weren't we better players?
Why am I asking you all these questions?
The royal we here.
Didn't the girls want to win? I knew Becky and I knew Ruby. They wanted to win, all right. So what was going wrong?
Let's look back on that. You remember the Mickey Mouse thing? Yeah. I think if you just posted like that around and pamphlets around all over the school, it would have gotten some attention.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to hear what Bean has to say about volleyball. He's kind of burned that bridge.
I mean, like beforehand, he could have just posted that around on flyers before his shitty article.
Yeah, it's too late for that. And Kim let him.
Hey yo, come alive! Hey yo, volley the ball.
Yeah.
He's right. It's a very great chant.
Hey.
I'm gonna take up Dick Bohrer's mantle as main writer for the Beanpole and Friends series, and every book has just the Egglestons as villains because they were so awesome.
What do you mean, and friends? You're really doing some rewrites, huh?
Yeah.
Kim said friend, but I think Kim just pities him because he's such a sad little man.
No, it's like sometimes you ever have somebody who like you don't particularly like the person very much, but they get into like some situation. You kind of keep them around because they're a train wreck, and you kind of want to see what they'll do next.
Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, I had a friend like that in high school.
Like it's more like
God,
you're,
she was a mess.
it's like there is something deeply wrong with you. I can't fix you. I'd feel bad making you worse, so I just kind of want to watch what you do.
Was it that they were too proud and wouldn't do what coach wanted them to do? No, they hadn't won a game last year, and they certainly weren't winning any this year. So what was wrong? I had to lay out the facts like a math problem. What was given? We hadn't won a game ever. We practiced every day. Coach made sure they stayed in good physical condition with their exercises. Coach made them keep the ball in the air. Coach. What else did she do? Gwen took the role. She didn't.
Oh yes, I love the role.
She blew her whistle and called out, and I didn't realize that there was a Miss Dumpf line here.
Miss Stumpf.
Keep it up. Get that ball up.
But I'd never heard her teach the girls anything, had I? She had no strategy sessions. She didn't show the team how to get the ball over the net or how to defend against the slam. I'd never heard her say one word about how to play the game.
Wow, you just figured this out now.
Well, I mean, he's never seen anybody play volleyball who knows what they're doing before.
Was that what Becky meant the first day? She said the coach doesn't want anyone to know something. Could it be that she doesn't want anyone to know that she doesn't know one thing about volleyball?
No, it can't be that, no.
That made sense to me. A lot of teachers have to teach classes they don't know much about.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We have teachers that specialize in math, science, and other subjects. What are you talking about?
Can get it. Sometimes like it would be like that would happen like our chemistry teacher, who was known for being very difficult, gave our class a break specifically because the main biology teacher had gotten pregnant. So we had like a bunch of like substitutes that didn't really know much what they were doing outside of like giving us like the work that like she had left behind and like sending worksheets. Like sometimes in like public schools that are, you know, like underfunded, it's just like they just kind of, you know, especially when it's sports stuff, like if it's not a sport that like brings in a lot of money or whatever, they'll just like assign like some random teacher to be the coach. Like that's like you guys didn't have like the football coach who was also like one of the math teachers?
Not that I am aware of.
Our football,
No, but I think one of our
wrestling
PE
coach was a health
teachers was
teacher, and
Yeah.
he
Well, I
was
mean-
actually quite good at it. But
Well, I mean, physical education and health class typically get like meshed together to begin with, so that's like different.
The principal needs someone to take a class. They aren't teaching a class that hour, or they need the extra pay a coaching job will give them. It wasn't her fault, I guess. But
it is.
It kind of is, yeah.
I could see why she was pumping that new age stuff into them. She was hoping they'd psych themselves into winning, only it wasn't working. But why did she have Grunt? Because the girls need to sniff in Grunt.
they need to smell his essence. Take
No,
in
some
my
real shit. Why does she have
love.
grunt?
I think Coach Stumpf is forcing her kinks onto other people, and that's not cool.
And especially not cool when it's a bunch of like 16-year-olds.
I think we're on to something here, folks. Let's keep reading.
To keep the girls scared so they wouldn't tell anyone? Probably.
Yeah, that is not okay behavior, like in the least, like at all.
Wow, breaking news. Authority figures in a J. Edgar Bean Cole story are bad with the children. In other news, fork found in kitchen.
And why did she get so mad at me for writing that column about the girls just needing practice? Because your column was really mean?
It was unnecessarily mean and misogynistic.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't, you didn't just say, oh, they're doing new age stuff or they don't want to play. Like, you wrote a manifesto.
Yeah.
And Kim let you do it.
Kim plotted your
She loves
downfall.
the drama.
Okay, he has some things to say about his manifesto, because it was the truth. That's why. And truth hurts.
Don't care about your feelings.
Let's say hypothetically that your volleyball teacher talked about new age bullshit. That logically means she knows nothing about volleyball.
She didn't want Mr. Squawks to know what she hadn't taught these girls one single thing about volleyball. That's why they hadn't won a game ever. She was a new age missionary with a captive audience. She got to preach her message and make converts, and no one said a thing because volleyball at our school was new and everybody thought she just needed time to develop a good team.
You know what you could do? Like, make an identical book, but make it so that, like, to make Stumpf, like, the kind of person I've come across. Replace all the talk of, like, Greek and Roman gods or whatever, and make her, like, really into crystals and essential oils and horoscopes, and you've, like, created, like, a woman we've all met.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the crystal lady obsessed with like horoscopes and probably in a pyramid scheme? Is that just an American thing or is that a universal thing?
No, that seems to be the right thing. You seem to be on the right track there.
It's funny how things were beginning to make sense. So
Yeah.
what was I supposed to do about it? Tell Mr. Squawks? I knew he wouldn't believe me. And I knew we wouldn't win a game, much less have a chance for a championship with Miss Stumpf and Grunt in charge. Lord, I prayed, help me get rid of him. And help me to get rid of his headache.
And in that moment, God shined a light on an ibuprofen bottle.
Yeah, imagine if you prayed that and like someone like out of nowhere like a bottle of Advil just hits you in the head.
My head was throbbing. Maybe all the thinking I'd been doing had given me a headache.
What kind of medical condition does he have? We're thinking.
How long ago did he drink that lemonade? How long ago did he drink that lemonade? Is my poison theory true?
It's like at most an hour ago, I think.
Yeah, like maybe not intentionally poisoned. I'm thinking like the carafe they use isn't clean, hasn't not been rinsed out properly, so there's just like a little bitty bit of bleach in there.
Oh God.
I was feeling jittery inside. And I felt sick to my stomach. I had to get out of there and get home. And fast.
Sonic Hero. Holy crap. So we found out the obvious truth that the teacher doesn't know what the frick she's talking about in this chapter. And we're only like, what, halfway through the book.
Yeah, he knows the truth. Now he's just got to get somebody to believe it. It's very much, the story isn't over when you solve the mystery. The story is over when you catch the guy. That's why Columbo episodes are movie length and not 5 minutes.
Okay. Chapter 9. Grant. Not Grunt, but Grant.
Wait, hold on. What?
Who's Grant?
John, is that
Yep.
also the same? Okay.
It's confirmed. It's just Grant. That's the name of the chapter.
Yes,
Grant
well,
is Grunt's younger brother, who's not a
Grant-
freak.
Grant is the name of a game. It's a name of a school. I assume named after whichever one of our presidents' last name was Grant. I don't recall.
okay, and now we have a return
Let's
of
say Grant.
Mr. Scruggs. He didn't believe me.
Scruggs.
Oh shit! Sorry. I know you had a good brain, Bean, but it never occurred to me to analyze your imagination. You can't expect me to believe that a credentialed teacher doesn't know how to teach a subject.
What credentials does she have? Show them to me, Mr. Scruggs. Show them to me.
I don't think you know your place, Beanpole.
I think you find that our volleyball team was fully operational.
I didn't say she didn't know how. I said she wasn't teaching it. She doesn't do anything but walk around yelling, "Keep the ball up, keep it up, in the air, keep it high."
She taught them the rules before you ever got there.
How do you know?
I just say I said this last live stream, but like I really appreciate how good you are at making like Beanpole sound like pathetic.
Excuse me, Mr. Scruggs, but she didn't. Everything I wrote in that column she got mad at was true. They don't have the slightest idea what to do in a game. They don't keep their positions. They don't know strategy.
And you do.
Well, I know more than they do.
You want to coach them?
Sure, why not? I'll take them clear to the championships. How about it?
Because I don't believe you. Even though, wait, why did you give Beanpole a chance last time when his manifesto was leaked, but not believe him now when he's saying that she doesn't know what the frick she's doing?
Plot convenience.
Miss Stumpf is thoroughly qualified. Sauce, please.
Please. Source. Source, sir.
It was revealed to me in a dream, Mr. Scruggs.
She knows what she's doing. I trust her completely.
They're fucking, aren't they?
Oh,
Probably.
absolutely.
Totally. 1,000,000% yes.
Then come to our next game, Mr. Scruggs. See for yourself.
And then he cackles evilly. I might just do that. Your faith in your volleyball skills is your weakness.
Why
Your
doesn't
faith,
he vet the
your
coaches?
faith in your
Why
side
doesn't
piece
he
is
listen to
yours.
the teams? He's the principal.
He doesn't care.
Fuck you, Mr. Scruggs. You're the worst.
I think would now be a good time for a break. Actually, I think like we've been at this for an hour. Just a
Yeah,
break,
how
like
long?
stretch and stuff.
Was chapter 1 long?
No, chapter 9 and 10 are like together as long as chapter 8. So we are halfway
Oh.
through.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
Yes, but we can do a break.
Actually, if
I mean, I gotta use the bathroom real quick, so now would be a good time for a break.
that'd do it. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't do any crime while we're out.
Or we'll spike your lemonade.
And we are back. I knew I was going to be late. One of my teachers made me stay in after school. Well, to be honest, it was detention. I was tardy too many times. Seems like
Don't you have like a hall pass? They don't honor hall passes from Bean specifically. They give them to him as a joke with the understanding that they will not be honored.
It seems that I hate to leave the thing I'm doing, like lying in bed. I asked him to cover for me with setting up the table and filling the cups when Eddie and his guys poured in the urn. And sure enough, they had the cups all out and the girls were drinking away by the time I got to the grand game. This may have been only the last preliminary game before the start of the season, but it was a big game for Grant. Every game was a big game for Grant.
Because Grunt is big.
They were planning to go to state. The gym was packed. Grant's student body had come in a line of buses that stretched halfway around our school. There was no way I could get down to the table. I could barely squeeze in the door. The game started with a lot of that "way to go, babe" stuff. That's how the girls talk. And if you want to get alcohol poisoning, take a shot every time Dick Bohrer writes "way to go, babe."
Or just
I don't think
babe
we
in
can
general.
recommend people do that for legal reasons.
Legally, we can't. We are not responsible if you poison yourself. We're also not responsible if you drink lemonade that's expired. So, either way.
But as before, we didn't do much on offense. Oh, we kept them from getting points, but we couldn't seem to put any long drives together. Not even Ruby. It was as if the girls weren't concentrating. Then one of them went over and spoke to the guy at the mic. Best character right there, guy at the mic. We heard him say over the PA system,
If there's a student, hold on, I've already used that voice. If there is a student here named Bean, will he come down to the Sunny Hills bench, please?
I pushed my way through the standing room-only crowd. "Let me through, please. That's me they're calling for. Let me through, please." The girls cheered me as I came out of the crowd. They jumped up and down and made their squealing sounds like a bunch of idiots.
Now this is Bean's Giga Chat vision. This isn't actually happening in reality. That's just his delusional state.
How do you look cool when they've stopped a game and are waiting for you to cross the floor and join the girls' team?
This adds to our theory about Bean's thoughts and why he's the way he is, because only Bean could be like, how am I supposed to look cool when a bunch of women are calling me over?
There's no way. You just say to yourself, "Here comes the nerd."
Here comes the nerd. Oh, good luck charm is here.
One of them said.
Who else is next?
What?
Somebody else?
Now let's get to work.
There we go.
Are they gonna sniff beanpole now?
Oh God.
No.
They had me sit on the bench with the team members who weren't on the floor. Ruby was up to serve. She jumped into the ball. Zing! It hit the net. The girls on the grand bench leaped to their feet.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Zimmerwehr, and screamed and laughed and waved. Good luck, charm. Ha! They knew it. Everybody knew it. You can't ask for luck when you don't even know how to play the game. Grant served. I think this is the referee.
Yeah. Point.
It was point. There was no contest. Grant won the first game, but they didn't wipe us out. Ruby made some great saves and a couple of good slams. She even served the ball over the net a couple of times and made some points. The teams changed sides. Some of the girls went over to the refreshment table. I noticed Ruby didn't. She sat down next to me. Hey, Ruby babe, I said. Nice going.
Lay it on me, babe.
Oh, wait, I'm Ruby.
Yeah.
Nothing works. Venus doesn't work. Zeus doesn't work. Having you here doesn't work. We just don't understand.
You don't believe that junk about Zeus, do you?
Why not? What else is there to believe?
Oh no.
My heart leapt.
Oh no.
Hey, the Lord Jesus is the one who died for your sins, kid. Minerva never did that.
Hey, Jesus is the one that died, okay?
I mean, in his defense, dying for sins is not part of the Minerva legend. That's not one of the things she is known for.
So technically, he is correct.
Like, he's not wrong.
She gave me a look that showed she hadn't thought about that before.
I like this. In this hyper-Christian town, like, this person would think, oh yeah, that thing that my parents kept drilling into my head. Yeah, Jesus died so we could be forgiven, I guess. I don't pretend to
I mean,
understand.
she's considered that. The part she hasn't considered is that Minerva has not done the same. You know?
Mm.
I don't want to talk about it, Bean, okay?
Yeah, sure. Say, tell me, how come you're not drinking the lemonade?
I guess I didn't like it.
She did it. She said the thing.
Yeah, the roll credits. Bitter?
Julius makes a great point. Well, yeah,
No.
but Jesus doesn't have a Deftone song named after him, does he?
God, when do
Oh yeah, I think Minerva's more cool now.
Come to think of it, what has Minerva done for me lately? You seen any neat owls lately?
No.
Perhaps an olive? I mean, she's the reason spiders exist, for better or for worse.
There's
But
How
if
did-
spiders never existed, then we wouldn't have Spider-Man.
That's true. That's very cool. True.
What is-
Responsible for Spider-Man. We're putting that in the pros column.
But hang on, better question. How does Spider-Man help out with volleyball?
Spider sense.
Maybe it's Japanese Spider-Man and he can drive the girls to their games with his car.
Yeah, and if he senses the new age coach, his spider senses start tingling.
Japanese Spider-Man would be a really good volleyball coach in comparison to Miss Stump.
Oh, spiders.
If Spider-Man never existed, we never would have gotten that amazing what was it, that song where Spider-Man delivers pizza.
We also never would have gotten the amazing Beauty and the Spider-Man fic.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We
And
wouldn't
without
have.
that, we wouldn't be here.
No, it's not bitter. I just don't like what it does to me.
What did they put in there?
Gives you energy?
No, it makes me feel all jittery inside and gives me a headache. I don't know. I just keep away from it. Doesn't seem to bother the other girls.
Oh, so
Maybe-
Beanpole. So those were the same symptoms Beanpole was feeling.
Maybe maybe it has caffeine in them. It could be they just don't respond to caffeine well. Cause headache makes me feel jittery inside. That's what caffeine does. It also doesn't give me an energy boost. I will feel just as tired before or after drinking coffee. It's just that if it's too caffeinated, now I also feel really bad and also tired.
Hey, that's what happened to me when we played medicine. I drank 2 cups.
I think someone's putting something in it.
How come it doesn't bother the other girls?
Beats me.
Besides, who would do a thing like that?
Beats me.
You have, I think you have a pretty good idea of who would do that, B. Come on.
I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's like the Macbeth's basketball team over there.
So they just go to every one of their games and just spike the punch?
Yeah.
The whistle blew and she went out on the court. In a minute she was back.
Grunt, I'm gonna. That's okay. Grunt said I'm to sit this one out. He wants to just give some of the other girls a chance.
Oh no, TKD asks a very important question. Is Grunt roofing the team? What do y'all think?
Oh. It could be the
Not-
Grunt, it could be Grunt. What if it's Mr. Scruggs?
Not. I mean, if he was, it wouldn't be that it was bitter. It would be that it tasted really salty. That's just also like a quick little thing. If you are out clubbing or whatever and your drink suddenly tastes really salty when it shouldn't and you've left it unattended, you need to stop drinking that and like get to somewhere safe.
Yeah.
On that note, let's continue reading the story, guys.
Yeah.
That brought the energy down. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's
important.
an important PSA, yeah.
You gotta educate the folks and folkettes. Mostly the folkettes.
What's-
why'd you say folkettes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Who knows?
folks. Continue.
What's he got to do with it? I said, he's not the coach.
Well, he might as well be. Coach Stump gives him a lot of say.
I've noticed, I said. Wonder why.
Because he's the boy toy.
We watched the game. Grant was good, and without Ruby in there, we didn't have any zip.
Okay. We want Ruby. We want Ruby.
We want Ruby.
We want Ruby!
We want the leader of Team Ruby. Wait.
The kids in the bleachers howled. She flipped her ponytail out of her face and leaned out to watch Grant. She couldn't go in unless he gave a sign. He didn't move.
He didn't move.
Ruby. Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby.
Futa!
Ruby.
Futa!
Let's go, babe.
The guys weren't giving up. Grant motioned Ruby to go in. You should have heard the cheers. She took Harris's place, front row left. Tina went to the bench and practically collapsed on it. She put her head in her hands and said as if she was feeling sick to her stomach.
We got 3 people that seem to have symptoms of drinking the lemonade.
Nobody else seemed to notice. Everyone was watching Grant serve.
I mean, is lemonade really the ideal drink to have when you're playing a sport?
I mean, if
I
it's
mean-
home, I mean, yeah, I guess like if it's homemade lemonade and not like from like a
Store
powder or
brand,
whatever. If you're making it fresh, it's like citrus and then sugar for electrolytes. Like it's good. Like it's good for it. It's like it's about as good as what orange juice would be.
Yeah.
My theory, my working theory right now isn't that my theory. It's not that like someone's drugging it on purpose or whatever. It's my working theory is the it's not cleaned out as well as it should and still has like the remnants of like a cleaning product in it.
Maybe.
The ball went to a back who gave it a dig. Ruby lobbed it to the forward on the other corner. That forward leapt up and slammed it down on the other side. The crowd roared. We were back in style. Ruby moved into the back row on the rotation and waited, her hands folded in front of her, while Lizzie Smith served. Netball. Ruby danced around behind Florrie, gave Liz a pat on the back.
Fuck is Flory?
One of the other girls, I guess.
That's a name. Maybe that's the last name. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
And said something to her. And to Florrie, it's Florrie florist from Florida. I didn't make this up. No. I referenced something German. Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. Grant served and the ball came to Liz. She lunged to get it, missed, sprawled on the floor and just lay there. She didn't get up. I looked at Grant. For some reason I just didn't trust him.
I wonder why. I mean, he did have a camera pointed at the girl sprawled out on the floor, but that could have been for anything.
He ran over to the crowd around Lizzie. Miss Dumfries were helping her up and getting her to a bench where they could stretch her out.
Hi from Hawaii.
The game started up again while Coach was feeling her pulse. I looked at Tina. She still had her head down. Grant served again. Ruby got the ball and sent it into the air. The girls batted it back and forth across the net several times. Then Morris and Jones, jumping up side by side, blocked the ball, and we got our serve back. Florrie was just about to serve when the guy on the mic said,
Is there a doctor in the house?
I quickly looked at Lizzie. She was still down on her back. Tina was lying on the floor on her stomach. The game stopped and the girls all stood around while the school nurse came out of her stands and reached for Tina's wrist. Eddie and his friends were slopping their cups of juice back into the coffee urn as fast as they could. That didn't look right to me. I didn't know what was wrong, but I had to do something. I darted past the crowd around Lizzie and Coach. At the end of the table was the cup of whatever it was, and the guys hadn't gotten to it yet. I picked it up and started back across the gym floor.
I think this
Who
is
was that?
No, you didn't.
Wait, no, I thought you were Eddie.
I was
Weren't you?
last time, but I didn't claim him this time.
Okay.
Well, I was Eddie the first time, and then Punty was
Okay.
in the second time. Yeah.
Okay, so regain your Eddie throne.
Yeah.
Do I have to
Eddie-
say my line again?
No, I think you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked up. Eddie came out of nowhere. He had his claw stuck into my arm.
Pin it back.
He'd hit a nerve and he knew it. He warmed his fingers on it till I screamed.
Oh, fuck. What's in this cup? What is
I
in
love-
this cup?
I love doing my crimes in the middle of the crowded gymnasium where there are so many witnesses. That's my favorite location.
Yeah, it's the best place. I mean, what better place is there to have the most anonymity than in a place with the most people?
Me when I do crime.
I was putting the cup back when Becky ran up and snatched it out of my hands. She had seen Eddie come at me and she knew something was up. She had enough wits to figure that the drink might be connected to Lizzie and Tina and were conking out.
Hang on, sorry. What?
Is this a word?
Yep, it's a word.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Conked out. It's like a. It's
It
like
is.
It's a euphemism for being knocked out.
Yeah, it's like knocked out, but like it's someone's
Funnier.
conked out. It's like they're not waking up. Normally
Yeah.
it's spelled with a.
Almost sounds
Normally
like
I
the
see
act
it spelled
itself.
with a C.
Conk.
Normally, the thing is, normally I see it spelled with a C though.
Yeah,
Like-
not usually a K. I don't know what Dick's doing here.
Well, it's spelled consistently from print to ebook, so there's that.
She started running back across the floor with a cup of juice held out in front of her.
Just the image of like running in the '90s music playing while all these people are trying to play keep away with a cup. Get him! Wait, what? No, that's not it. Eddie. It's Eddie.
Let's see.
Get that girl.
Oh yeah. Get that girl.
Eddie shouted at his friends. He dropped my arm and ran after her. He crashed into some of our girls and knocked them down.
Damn.
Get him!
They hadn't seen
Was
who
that
hit
right?
them.
No.
They thought it was Grunt. They took off after him. All I could see was a lot of guys running around over by the other bleachers. People were passing the paper cup up on a diagonal through the crowd.
They were like,
Why?
they see how creepy this kid is. So they're like, nope, this kid is clearly not on the level. Take it, yeah, take it. No
Like
one
you
wants
see,
it.
you see someone, you see like they're like, okay, they're like there's like you if you saw like you're in the audience, you see a couple of the volleyball kids like pass out. One of the other group starts like the boys at the cooler start packing up the drinks. You see some kid like try to grab one of the drinks, like, oh, maybe there's something in it. And then because they don't know how to be subtle, the guys who are packing up the drink start chasing after the guy getting the cup. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, keep away, gotta
there's
help. the
something
kid.
wrong. They poisoned these girls.
And this kid's trying to collect the evidence because many of these people, like, these are parents. They don't know who Bean is. They don't know they can't trust him.
Fair. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't
Like,
know.
Someone poisoned these children, and this other child is trying to prove it.
I had to get it. I went to the foot of the bleachers and made a fuss. Hey, that's my cup. I want my cup. Pass it down here. My cup. Hey, my cup. People got the idea and began handing it down toward me. It was coming closer, down, down. I looked to my left to make sure Eddie wasn't about to pounce. I couldn't see him. Down, closer. It was coming. Just one or two more rows. I reached for it. Just one more row.
Don't give him that cup.
Eddie shouted. He was coming on the run. But he was too late. I had it.
There's only one cup.
Like I'm trying, what they've been doing is like they hand out the cups to them, and then like after everyone's done, they've been like pouring like the contents of the paper cups back into the urn. So this is the only sample of the mysterious liquid that's not like in the urn. They've taken the rest of it.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense.
I turned toward the door. I had to get out. But the pep band was marching across the floor toward me, trying to distract the crowd from the problem we were having with Lizzie and Tina.
Stop the time! Pet man, stop that!
Okay, and now to bring your mind to someone else while these two girls are being cared for by the school nurse, we will play the Billy Hill theme.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's Wonderwolf.
Dun, 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 dun.
Baby.
Fun part about using that. Fun part about that song "Flight of the Gladiators," that works so well because that was like the original purpose of that song in the circus was to distract. They would, if something was going wrong, they would send out the clown to start playing that music so that people would have something to focus on, as opposed to like I don't know, like the the trapeze thing that had broke that was getting fixed, or like the elephant that like wasn't where it was supposed to be. It was like the equivalent of like the color bars that play on like old TVs.
Mm.
I had to beeline for the door, but I couldn't, holding the cup in front of me. I darted into the band formation. I cut left, then right. I had to lose Eddie. How I dodged those trombones, I'll never know.
Because I literally got head trauma from it. I slammed into one of those things and forgot it happened.
Stab him. Stab him. I did that because he was shrieking.
Yeah, Eddie was shrieking behind me. What could I do? I had to do something. The fuss he was making over this juice made me all the more suspicious.
This guy's chasing you down. Interesting.
You know, I'm tempted to think of it. I remember. Kim thought that the lemonade was a bad idea. And then when she was told it was Eddie's idea, that seemed to make her go, And see, at the time, we all thought, oh, it's because she hates Beanie, but she's willing to cut him some credit when it's her Ken coming up with it. But now I'm wondering, what did she know? She knew something and just didn't say anything. Like,
And
she's
what
like,
did you know?
like Kim's like, oh no, if Eddie has access to the drink production, he's going to fill it with super poison.
I think she figured out long ago this town's full of sociopaths. That's why. So of course that she would figure, oh, they do something to the drinks.
When she was young, she would look around the room and think, this is a room full of sociopaths and me. But now that she's older, she's realized that it's just a room full of sociopaths. She let stuff happen because she's like, I could let people know. She's like, I'm going to keep going until one of the volleyball people die, and then I'll have the scoop and I'll have the story of a century.
So everyone was born a sociopath. She's evolving into one.
Had he been trying to poison our girls? I could feel his hand reaching for my back. I was strapped. People were standing everywhere. There was no way I could get through the door. And then I saw Mr. Scruggs. Here. I put the cup in his hand. Guard this with your life. They are after me.
And he chugs it.
And then, pretending I still had the cup, I pivoted right and ran off in another direction. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Eddie. He seemed mixed up. He didn't know whether to come after me or go after Mr. Scruggs. He stopped. One of his friends was right behind him. They talked for a second and then they both ran right at Mr. Scruggs. When they got to him, his friend pushed Eddie.
His friend pushed Eddie.
This is Eddie's friend.
No, this is me. Nobody says that. Sunny Hill, you jerk.
He said as he pushed. Eddie sprawled in the air and fell against Mr. Scruggs. Both of them went down, and Eddie made sure the cup went down with them. From the way everything happened, you would have thought we had rehearsed it. Eddie got up apologizing and helping Mr. Scruggs get to his feet. Then he pretended he slipped in the juice and went down again. Did he want his clothes to soak up the stuff so there would be no evidence? I pulled out my handkerchief and went right over. Hey, we better get the stuff off the floor before someone slips, I said.
Yeah, just telegraph your actions to the people actively trying to stop you.
Yeah. I said. I swept the juice into my handkerchief, but Eddie, scrambling to get up again, snatched it away from me and jammed it in his pocket. His friend came up with a mop, and there went my evidence.
Yeah, it's in the mop now. It's in the mop. You can test that shit now.
Yeah, but he can't get it from the guy.
Yeah, I mean...
Plus, the mop's been, like, contaminated with, like, other things. Like, much more than his handkerchief would be. Like, any chemical. If there's like traces of bleach on the mop, it's like, yeah, well, it's a mop. It cleans floors.
I looked around for the coffee urn. That was gone too. These guys knew how to cover their tracks. I felt a finger on my chest.
Eddie?
Let's see. You keep your nose out of our business, Dean.
Eddie said.
You're gonna get hurt.
Says who? He pointed to his friends walking out the door.
And that's him.
Is Mr. Stump just like, is Mr. Scruggs just like unconscious throughout this conversation?
Oh my
Does he not
God.
care? What universe is this? Did you write, Dick Bohrer, where no one is acting in the best interest of literally a kid that fucking got like 2 kids that are fucking like having stomach issues and shit?
Like, not just
Mr.
stomach issues.
Scruggs. Oh my God. They're dying. They're violently ill.
And then you got a band playing
Why is the
Well,
band
these kids are-
playing?
while these kids are yelling to get that cup.
It's like
This is
the
chaos.
it's like the guys who are playing the violin as the Titanic sunk, you know?
Okay. Our final chapter for today's stream, chapter 10, Miss Stumpf. What with the band playing and the crowd shouting, Mr. Scruggs sprawling, and my effort to get away with a cup of juice, I hadn't noticed what was happening to Lizzie and Tina. I turned and watched. Mrs. Dyke, the school nurse, had come down when the guy on the mic called for a medic, but Miss Stumpf was waving the lady away.
Sorry, did you say Miss Stump or Miss? Yeah.
Miss Stump.
Yeah, Miss Stump says this first one.
Is that how her name is pronounced? Miss Dick or Miss Dyke?
I think Miss
I,
Dyke.
I'm assuming it's Dick because I'm not that the other one's a slur. So
No, it's also
Yeah.
a name. It's also a last name, and it would have been a common last name at the
it
time.
is. It's just I'm pretty sure it's Dick because Dick Bohrer is
it's
not
how-
that creative.
It's a last name. I can give you permission to say it. I can give you the card. It's fine. It's a character's last name. It's fine.
Right, this is Miss Stump's line, right?
Yes.
Yep.
No, don't touch her. She's alright. Both of them will be alright. I'll take care of them. They're alright.
Bitch,
See what I
she
mean?
sprung off the floor and didn't get
You're
back
not
up.
even a coach.
See what I mean? Like all the board would have to do to like if I were rewriting this book and just changing, I could only choose like one minor thing to update it. Replace her obsession with like the Roman and Greek pantheon with like having her be like into crystals and essential oils. Like think about how much better this line would be if you had the cons of her being obsessed with like doTERRA.
On her forehead, or else her chakras won't be aligned.
I'm gonna
doTERRA?
underline your chakras a threat. Yeah,
That was
doTERRA.
good. I have interacted with them before.
Oh,
in
yeah.
person.
Shoot.
My
Well, I
Wait,
work at a hotel, and
Oh, no.
And it's also the hotel is connected to the convention center, and
Oh,
they've
I'm sorry.
had a convention here. Well, I remember one of my coworkers, kind of got upset with the lady in charge because she called her tables ugly.
I had like one of my mom's cousins was obsessed with like Melicurla. It's like some kind of one of those MLMs based around tea tree oil. And like he was like, we'll use this for your face. Maybe we'll find a facial cleanser that won't break you out. And like it broke me out like real bad. Like my whole face was like red and bumpy. I still have not found I to this day I only use water on my face to wash it because I have yet to find a soap that can be used on my skin without breaking me out really bad. That's why I don't wear makeup, because like it will, all of it will make my face go insane.
But Mrs. Dyke didn't want to go.
We'll so touch her.
She was saying,
A nurse, and these girls need help. Out. Away.
It's almost as if another authority figure is challenging her. Oh no!
Yeah.
How could this
This
go?
this is my team and my court. Yeah, but you're not the nurse, so why don't you just shut your mouth?
This is insane.
Miss Stumpf snapped back.
You would not touch these girls.
Then she turned to Grunt.
Keep this woman away from my girls, Grunt.
Oh yes.
What's Grunt gonna?
Jonathan.
What's
Smuggle over
Grunt
her.
gonna do?
That's what he's gonna do.
Jonathan.
Grunt is gonna assault the school nurse, no problem. He's Grunt, he can
Yeah.
do that.
Or
course.
he's just gonna spy on her through the nurse room with that big ass camera. Also,
Okay.
this next line is really bad.
Actually, wait, hang on. Before
Dude,
before we continue, in the print version, the title is just Stump, not Miss Stump, just Stump.
Great.
I
Okay.
will stump these fools. Okay.
Miss
So yeah,
Stumpf
this next
said,
line is really bad. So check this shit out. And get your friends to take Tina and Lizzie to the cots in the girls' dressing room.
Oh
Why do they have
no!
to
Get them away from them.
No.
I did not make a joke, any joke like that in good conscience.
Grunt whistled for Eddie and his friends. He hadn't seen that business with the cup.
Help me with these girls.
Oh, no.
He shouted.
No.
He thought they were still around. He stepped between the nurse and the girls,
thought
then
they were
butted
still
her
around.
out of the way as he bent over to get Tina up off the floor.
Don't you lay
Whoa.
a finger on those girls.
The nurse said.
Go there.
Whoa.
Say the line.
She gave Grunt a knee and sent him sprawling. He was so surprised he just sat on the floor where he landed.
Oh
Whoa.
yes!
The nurse just,
The nurse
Need
just
him.
straight up punted him.
I mean,
you know what,
yeah,
good? He
no.
deserves it.
Well,
As it should be. As it should be.
I think this is the first time Dick Bohrer wrote an adult person that is not either evil or useless. This is a
Excuse
good,
me, Joe
useful person.
Excuse me, Joel Mole?
Hello, Joel Mole. How are you, sir?
I miss Joel Mole. Where is he?
He hasn't been introduced yet. Bean is living in a pre-Joel Mole existence.
Universe.
What a
Please,
sad way
Joel
to live.
Mole. Come, Joel, my mole.
Please, Joel.
She Joel and my mole till I'm redacted.
I'm Joel in my mole and I'm smoking that dick borer.
Oh,
You know what? Let's move on.
Miss Stumpf was down beside Tina. She was talking in her ear. There was so much noise I couldn't hear what she was saying. Tina just lay there with 2 fingers in her mouth like she was conked out. Coach kept talking. She put her hand on Tina's shoulder and shook her, but there was no response.
Oh
Mrs.
no.
Dyke got down on the other side of Tina and reached for her pulse. A worried look came over her face. She looked around for someone to talk to. I went over to her. "You need help?" I said.
Mr. Scruggs. Didn't I see him here? This is an emergency.
I don't disagree.
As I turned to look for him, Miss Stumpf reached across Tina's body and gave the nurse a shove. Sorry.
I told you to keep away from this girl. She's a goddess. She can take care of herself. She has all the power she needs to heal whatever was wrong with her, and I won't have you interfering.
A girl's fucking dying. She's literally dying. What
Dude,
if
check
she-
out this next
what if
line.
what if the nurse did do what you said to do and she does die? That's a fucking lawsuit on your hands, bitch.
Alright. That's all right, dearie.
Mrs. Dyke said in a soothing voice.
We'll get you back to the fun farm just as soon as we take care of this poor girl.
Roasted.
Your
Bam.
hocus pocus ruckus.
Fucking roasted as shit.
Miss
Also,
Stumpf.
minor note. Go on, you first.
Yeah, I was just gonna read the next line.
Have at it.
Miss Stumpf flared.
Don't you talk to me like that. I won't stand for it.
A girl
Then
is
sit.
dying.
Oh, dude, I was gonna say the same thing. Shit.
I won't stand for it. Then sit down.
I won't
Take
sit
a seat,
for it.
bitch.
Then lay down.
Lay down 6 feet under, bitch.
I spotted Mr. Scruggs. He was talking to the grand coach. I just barreled in. Coach won't let Mrs. Dyke touch the girls. Mrs. Dyke says it's an emergency. She needs your help right now. Hurry. He looked up and saw Coach and Mrs. Dyke shoving each other. We ran back.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit! Bean is freaking the principal's Darth Vader. That's the relationship here. I just realized that. What's going on here, Miss Stumpf? What's wrong? Why won't you let Miss Dyke help? She's a fully qualified nurse.
Coach looked up. She had that turn a guy to stone look in her eye.
Oh crap. Is she Medusa?
Probably.
I think, hold on, it's okay. Athena was the one who turned Medusa into the snake lady. And what's the Roman equivalent of Medusa? No, what's the Roman equivalent of Athena? Minerva.
Minerva.
It's all coming together.
Dun dun
Oh,
dun.
no.
Her powers are coming true, just not in the way that she would want.
Alright. Leave us alone. Tina's alright. She just needs a moment to collect her thoughts. Wait, what? I thought she was unconscious.
Yeah, she's,
It is.
that's. I mean, that's the best way to collect your thoughts. Just collect them in your mind.
I guess.
Rubbish.
Mrs. Dyke said.
That girl has had a seizure. She help it
Wh-
Whoa.
What?
She had a seizure?
What? Bit? What authority do you have anymore, Miss Stumpf?
Yeah, I mean, she has been lying on the ground for a while. Like, if she actually was having a seizure and she still hasn't woken up, then, like, you guys should stop arguing and call 911 immediately.
Dude, Miss Stuff is about to fucking freak out. You put one finger on her and I'll...
Miss Stumpf's eyes were flashing.
Okay,
Eyes were
minor note.
flashing shit.
Minor note. In the book, the spelling keeps going back and forth between Stumpf and Stump. For some reason, I have no idea why.
I'm just going to assume that's because Dick Bohrer is an old fool. Alright.
Fair enough, alright. Because Miss Stumpf. And it's funny because it was spelled Stump literally in one line ago.
Mr. Scruggs said.
I order you to let this nurse examine this girl. I will not have any lawsuit. I mean any interference from you or anybody else.
But she already has the power to heal herself. She just needs time.
Miss Stumpf barked back.
Oh my god, you need to fire this coach. Because
Fucking
if, like, what if, like, one of the girls, like, let's say, in a hypothetical situation, has a heart attack? You know Miss Stump is not going to let them go to the nurse. She's gonna be like, oh, you'll just be fine in 5 minutes. You're a goddess. You have the power to heal yourself.
Yeah, like, she
And then she
should
goes into cardiac arrest and then she's dead. Rigor mortis starts setting in. The other girls are fucking sobbing. And Grunt's off in the corner. I don't care about him.
he's probably no.
taking
I
photos.
can't.
He was making grunt
He's
juice. I
taking
don't
photos.
know.
He's grunting to make his juice. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Julius brings up an excellent point. I don't think that the principal has any like qualifications to say that anyone else is qualified for anything, really.
No.
Miss Stumpf barked back. Mrs. Dyke gave Mr. Squawks a look that told him Miss Stumpf was crazy. She reached for Tina's wrist and said to Mr. Squawks,
Pulse is racing. Has she had a stimulant of some kind?
"Only the lemonade," I said.
John.
We serve the girls lemonade. Sorry, I was looking a line ahead. My bad.
Mr. Squawks told her.
Well, there was something more than lemons in it then.
Well, yeah,
See,
I
now
hope
we're
so.
getting somewhere.
Yeah. And
The fact that they were served in coffee carafes makes me think that like Bohrer's going to say like they added espresso to it, but the thing is like lemonade, you would know like lemonade, if you like homemade lemonade is like a very like pale yellow. I don't see how you could mix espresso into that without like there being a noticeable color difference.
It would be a very noticeable difference. It wouldn't look like lemonade anymore,
Yeah.
and it'd be bitter.
I mean, they did complain about the bitterness, and like I don't know if you made the lemonade sweet enough, then like no one would notice the bitterness. But like, there's no way you're getting around the color.
We should have known that guys that rap terribly would be terrible at making lemonade.
Well, we established they weren't rapping; they were doing like a witches and Macbeth style sort of discussion.
Exactly, they were terrible at rapping.
and now that we know that they're discussing, they have a girl with a seizure, there may be drugs involved, but at the same time, well, the band started playing, and people were wondering what was going to happen next. It's just
Just continue.
Tell them to stop.
No, you guys continue. I'll provide the band music.
Where is the conductor? The conductor should escort them out.
the grand coach came over to Mr. and tapped her on the shoulder.
I think the joke is good. I think we got the joke done. The joke is good. It's kind of distracting, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
The grand coach came over to Miss Stumpf and tapped her on the shoulder. I didn't catch this, Ben, with the choices for a grand coach.
I'm sorry, is it me?
No, nobody claimed the coach because I didn't think of a coach.
Oh, shoot, right. Huh. Who wants to be the coach?
I'll do it. You calling this game off, Miss Stump? You ready to forfeit?
That got Miss Stumpf on her feet.
Forfeit? Never.
We'll get this show on the road then. We don't have all day.
Miss Stumpf didn't know what to do. She was fighter enough not to want to forfeit, but she didn't want to leave Tina in Mrs. Dyke's control.
No, the game is canceled. The girl had a seizure.
They have more
Great
than enough
coach,
players.
shut up.
They have more players. It's fine. We've got more players. It's fine. You've got more players,
I'm gonna
don't
go
they?
fucking apeshit.
That annoying girl over there can play. Do you mean Bean? Yeah, let him play. Her play. I don't know.
I mean, they're always there. They must be on the team.
Yeah. What?
Grunt,
She called.
tell the girls to get back in formation so we can finish the game. Tell them to win it for Venus and Minerva. Tell them Mount Olympus is watching.
What the fuck?
I don't
Why you have
think
to tell Grunt to do? You tell him. You're the coach.
And why is she doing this in front of Mr. Scruggs?
Did Roman? Hold on. Did Roman do Mount Olympus?
I
Hold
think.
on. Did they?
Yeah.
Okay,
so.
both of them. Both they did that. Both they did. Although I think the Roman equivalent of Mount Olympus. No, I think Okay, so I'm gonna stop looking this up because apparently I've barreled into like a
rabbit hole.
Yeah, like an intellectual rabbit hole. Like it's not like a question with an easy answer. It's the kind of thing that people make careers over arguing about.
Grant blew his whistle and our girls gathered around him.
Venus and Minerva, is it?
Mrs. Dyke laughed bitterly. She looked at me.
The dimwits they get to coach these days. I never.
She shook her head and rolled her eyes.
I love Mrs. Dyke.
I
Miss
love her
Dyke's
so.
most rational character.
Wait, so the principal doesn't give a shit, honestly. He's hearing this bullshit, but he's not caring enough to comment even after a girl is having a medical crisis.
He is
He's gonna
disassociating.
get head from Mrs. Stump if he shuts up after the game. He doesn't care.
Oh, so she's doing Grunt and Mr. Scruggs at the same time.
Probably. That's the only thing I can think of with how he's so, like, blindsided and stupid about her.
Maybe he's drugging her. Maybe she's drugging him too.
Oh my god, that's worse.
They were going to start the game again, but the crowd didn't know enough to get off the floor. Someone had to tell them, so I did. I went to the man with the mic.
Oh, now he's the man with the mic, not the guy with the mic.
Yeah, he graduated. Tell them to clear the floor and get back in the bleachers. Tell them the game will be starting again in just a few minutes. He reached for the mic and we heard his voice boom out.
Everybody clear the floor, please. Get back in your places. Everybody clear the floor, please. Get back in your seats. The game will begin in a moment.
He paused as people began to move.
Ahem. Clear the floor, please.
Well, it was like a three-ring circus. The girls were getting into formation and the game was starting up again with Grant serving. Mrs. Dyke was helping Tina to the bench where she could sit down when she seemed to change her mind. She turned and led Tina to the locker room. I guess she remembered the cots in there. I turned to see about Lizzie. She was sitting up now. Some girls were helping her to the locker room too. The crowds were slowly settling into the bleachers. We heard the short, sharp sound of a whistle and the game got underway. Our girls were mad. You could tell. They were out to send Grant back to his tomb. But it didn't work.
Nonsense. Grunt is
You know-
very easy to fool
you know what I'm-
if
you
you
know what I'm
promise to give him your
picturing?
love. Or some
You know what
shit.
I'm picturing Grant with the phrase back to his tomb? You know what I'm picturing Grant looked like? Have any of you ever seen Big Top Burger?
No.
Well, there's a character who's probably a zombie or some kind of ghoul. His name is Chasere. He's played by Chris Fleming, and that's what I'm picturing Grant looking like.
Oh, I fucking hate what I'm seeing here.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't Ruby scoring. It wasn't anybody scoring. Grant swept the 3 games and, like Madison, left the gym laughing. Brian Sheets came up and cupped his hand behind my ear.
Hey, it's our boy Brian Sheets.
In a low voice he said,
Watch out. He's responsible for all this.
Oh, you're starting to cut out.
Yeah, you're cutting
yeah,
it
you're-
out. I think,
we're
I
cutting.
think it's too low.
yeah, I think
I
it's
think
too
I
low.
went too low. Watch out for Grunt. He's telling everybody he's holding Bean's Canteen responsible for all this, and you know what that means.
Oh shit, are you rapping again? Because that just rhymed.
I grabbed my hair in my hands. Oh no, I whimpered. That's all I need. And
Oh god.
Oh
Just-
no!
just to give you a little teaser, for next stream, chapter 11 is called Police. And
Chapter 11 is also literally 4 pages.
yeah, but we are... because
And in
it's
here-
Dick Bohrer and police work, we might have a special guest, we don't know if their schedule fits right
Oh,
now.
we may.
But,
Oh, okay.
but maybe.
We will figure it out.
Oh god, I can't wait for the next couple of chapters.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading ahead and I don't like what I'm seeing. I can't even comprehend what I'm seeing.
How far are you into the next chapter?
I'm just
Oh,
kind of
what are you
like, just kind of. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, when it's Dick Bohrer and police works, that are two things that just don't mesh together because Dick Bohrer has no idea how the police works.
They're like, you call 911 and they fix the problem. Or not.
Yeah, but if you really want to get your problems fixed, call Miss Dyke because she's actually a competent adult in the Dick Bohrer universe. That's like a
She
1
sees
in a
someone
million
spouting
chance.
She sees someone shouting bullshit, she just punts them into non-existence. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, if we had a picture of Miss Stumpf and the picture of Miss Dyke would be your wife if you don't subscribe, and Miss Dyke would be your wife if you subscribe.
Oh, guys,
Oh.
you guys need to. I've continued to scroll. Y'all need to make sure to come in 2 weeks from now because when I'm looking, it's not. It's like it's not. We're not We're not in end chapter reasons for insanity levels of crazy, but we're definitely like we are within an area that as I read it, my eyes got. We are in reason for not as gory. But we are in like reasons for insanity levels of like insane nonsense that you guys are gonna wanna see. I'd recommend you guys not do what I did and read ahead. You want to experience this live and raw so that it hurts more.
Yeah, like
Hopefully we'll
CKD
have the
says.
special guests.
Yeah, like CKD says, Dick Bohrer studied police science, and it's not a good thing.
He's got, you know, the bell curve where it's like, oh, if you're like this far up, you have this much confidence, you think you know everything. He's still at the top of that. The bell curve. I forget exactly the name of that
I
phenomenon.
think.
Okay, we have our Discord and Tumblr linked below. Also,
This was crazy.
request form for like any bad media, be it written or a movie. But if it's a movie, better check if it's on YouTube, because if it gets a YouTube strike, our Riff would get a copyright strike as well. But so if it's on YouTube, it should be good. And
Yeah.
remember, if you do not stump, then do not die.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
If you
Sorry,
don't-
I'm reading ahead. Sorry, I need
If
to
you-
stop reading ahead.
if you do not stump, do not stump.
Oh god. If
Damn,
you
this
do
is
not,
not-
if you wait, how about this? If you do not grunt, then do not grant.
I think I'm gonna. This was actually a really good place to stop because I think this is like the last chapter before.
That's gonna make some modicum of sense.
This is like if I were to describe this, we finished the conversation between Shadow and Sonic at the cafe, and Amy is standing by the basement door, ready to shove us down.
No turning back.
I'm so ready for this. But anyways, what is the actual thing we say?
What we do not like, what the donut likes, the donut reads.
There we
Also,
go.
like, don't use a Ouija board to harass Dick Bohrer.
It's
Don't
not
piss on his
worth the
grave. Don't
effort.
do that.
It's not worth the effort. I promise you.
Your piss would be wasted.
Okay, bye.
Late,
Peace
y'all.
out.